My name is Mohammed. I'm a revert. I got myself rooted about 23 years ago. And prior to reverting, I was a Hindu. I was known as Ramasamy. My friends used to call me Rama. It started when I was about 13 years old. My mother used to teach me, used to tell me, say, whenever you have a problem, you call our family God. And I used to call. But one day, when I was sleeping, I had some problem, bad dream. I called this family God. And something whispered in my ear, you're calling so-and-so. The so-and-so will not come for your help. Then I got shocked of my life. Then my mother asked me to switch to some other God. See, my mother said, then you call, in the case, you call the other God by the name of Subramanian. Then I started to wonder why, in the first place, the family God didn't work. And why must I switch to God when I have the problem? I started to analyze all my available Hindu gods. Then I wanted to pick the most powerful one, and then I wanted to call that one whenever I have a problem. In the process, I realized, not exactly realized, I was given the information that Shiva, God Shiva, he had more power, much more power than the other gods. And after spending some time in gathering information, then I realized his wife, Shakti or Kali, was even more powerful than Shiva. But they say, and I start to believe in this Shivan and Kali for some time. And later I realized that Kali did not have the quality or character that a mother should have. Because as a mother, she should be more forgiving and loving and tolerant. But you see, the myth says, so whenever you upset Kali, Kali will lose temper and then cut your head and then make garland out of your head. And then this has made me to fear Kali rather than loving Kali. Because my mother, she didn't have a supernatural power. But whenever I have a problem, or whenever I had a problem, that she will condole me, and then she will forgive me, she will protect me, and she will guide me. Then you see, I was under the impression, if Kali is a god who has got the power to create and then administer the universe, she must be more forgiving. And she didn't have the quality to forgive forgive her own creation. So I started to disbelieve, and then I was looking for even more powerful God or creator. And by then I was already about 16 years old. And not only 16 years old, I was equipped with a little bit more knowledge, especially science knowledge with the scientific background. And that is the time that I was exposed to space, Einstein theory of relativity, and speed of light, and things like that. This knowledge of knowing the universe, the vastness of the universe, and the mighty forces involved in controlling the universe, let me rethink the concept of God. And I took the most powerful God of Hinduism, that is, based on my belief, that is Shiva and Shakti. And let us say, if the humble servant who has been created by Shiva or Shakti, who stays in our nearest star, which is about 4 light years away, if that humble servant of Shiva or Shakti have some problem there, and if they seek help of the Shiva and Shakti, it may take about 4 years for the information from there to reach here. And then for Shiva or Shakti to respond to this, it may take another 4 years. Because the visualization of Hinduism or Hindu gods is in the physical form. So for them to convert into a spiritual form or into an energy form, maybe it's possible, because Einstein theory says that energy can be converted into matter, matter can be converted into energy. Let's say if they can be converted from the matter form into energy form, and then they travel at the speed of light, even to go to the nearest star, it may take about 4 years. And how about the distant galaxy, which is maybe is located as far as 10 billion light years away, or 15 billion light years away? We're not talking about one galaxy. We have countless number of galaxies and stars scattered around the universe. So this led me to come to a conclusion, the governing of this universe is not possible by gods, not even by Hindu gods or any gods. So I came to an understanding or belief that you say everything is controlled by nature, because nature is such a mighty force and such an intelligent force is controlling everything. And with that belief, I grew up. Say when I was about 19 or 20 years old, even this belief that nature is the mightiest thing in this universe, and then it has got the ability to control, then I started to see things in a different perspective. See, whatever that we see, there is some intelligence in it. When you look at everything, we look at atoms, molecules, cells, chemistry, physics, electrons, electronics, whatever that we try to analyze, there is some intelligence. And this intelligence is the one that look like controlling everything in this universe. And some theory says that, say, we have been created. And some people say that we have been created. Some say that we have been evolved. See, if we have been evolved from something, in order to evolve, where do we, the process of evolution, where do the process of evolution got the knowledge? When you study our human, when you look at ourselves, we look at our eyes, our ears, and nose. The amount of technology, amount of know-how, amount of knowledge involved in construction of this, it is, even at the age of 19 or 20, it was quite difficult for me to apprehend, because it is quite impossible for nature just to have this much of knowledge or this much of intelligence to create or to even to allow things to evolve to be human being or to be universe. So I started to believe maybe we have been created by a force which is beyond our comprehension. Then I started to believe in Christianity, because and that time, say, I had connection with some of the Christian friends, and then who conveyed the information of Christ or information of Bible to me, and then this one prompted me to, not exactly to believe, to let me investigate whether, to find out whether there is any truth in the religion or not. So I spent about 2.5 years. At the initial stage, I believed, and towards the end, doubts started to build up in my mind, especially when the Christians said that they say the Son of God, Jesus, has been crucified for the benefit of mankind, so that their sins can be forgiven, or their sins can be forgiven by their Father. Then this has let me ask a question. If Jesus' Father is a creator, don't he have the power to forgive? If he got the power to create, he also should have the power to forgive and forget. And why must he sacrifice his Son in terms of forgiving the sins of the creation which he has created? But it looks like the power of Jesus' Father wasn't absolute to me, because if he had absolute power, he wouldn't have to send his Son to be crucified. So when the doubt started there, and why must you say the God must stop with the one son then, and where is the wife? Why he decided to have only one son? Why can't more children? So by believing nature, it is exhausted, because you see the nature cannot answer all my questions, because I had a lot of questions which will be very difficult for me to explain all the questions here. But you see, then one more time they say I look forward to the religion to seek for the truth, and the immediate religion which was available there was Christianity. So with the help of my Christian friends, I started to explore Christianity. And first question that I asked myself was, is there any truth in Christianity? And one of the cathedral, most probably it is a King's College Cathedral, I'm not very sure now, it happened about 23 or 24 years ago. And I saw the sculptures of Jesus Christ dragging the cross, and then people giving him water, and finally he was crucified. Then that scene really touched me. Then I stood in front of the sculpture, crucifixion of Jesus, and then asked, oh God, if it is true, that this man was crucified for the benefit of mankind, which also includes me. I'm willing to bear half the pain that was borne by this man, and please give it to me over the period of time and guide me. And then I really cried there, because it is not that easy for somebody to sacrifice oneself for the benefit of the others. And with that feeling, I returned. But you see, the scene which I saw in the cathedral, it remained in my heart for quite some time. And this has started some doubt in my mind. Why must the God, my son, is sent down to the earth to be crucified for the human beings which he has created? Because compared to the son, human beings, they're much lower being. So when I had this doubt, I was a little bit disappointed, because I thought I'm going to realize the truth in Christianity. But when I had this doubt, then I stopped seeking for the Creator for some time. Then the guidance came from Islam. Then I asked myself this question. Don't tell me that, you see, past 1,300 years, all the people who practice Islam are fools. Don't tell me there wasn't even one intelligent man. So then something in me, told that, you see, I should not come to this kind of conclusion, because why not? I should give a try. There's a saying in Hinduism, or in at least in the Tamil language, even stealing, you must learn and forget. Okay, to find out whether there's a truth in this religion or not, I must do some learning. Then after learning, then I can come to a better conclusion that you say there is a truth or there is no truth in Islam. With that concept, I opened my mind towards my friend who was willing to teach me about Islam. Then I asked him a lot of questions. And he said, all your questions I cannot answer because I'm not knowledgeable. I can take you to a person who can answer all these questions. And during the time, they say, I was having this dilemma. The universe is so big, so huge. How someone, even with such a mighty power, beyond my imagination or apprehension, can control and manage this universe? But with this dilemma in my mind, I went to see the so-called the religious man whom my friend has introduced. That man was an elderly man. He was about 60 plus at the time when I met him. And then the moment he looked at me, and then he told me, Allah didn't have any problem. Allah has got no problem in managing this universe. At all, that anyone having the problem in this world is you. And he read my mind. And see, when the time when I went and met that religious man, I had this doubt in my mind. How it is possible, one mighty force to control such a vast universe? And I told myself, if I'm going to learn about a religion which forbids the use of consumption of alcohol and consumption of haram food, why not I just put this one aside for a period of 3 months temporarily. And within this period, I should be able to find out whether there is any truth in this religion and that there is no truth in this religion. If there is truth in the religion, there's nothing wrong in continuing. If there is no truth in the religion, might as well stop it there and then go back to your normal life. There's nothing wrong. Because whatever method I use to analyze Islam, I use scientific method. Then by then I need fair bit about time traveling, time, and 3 dimension and things like that. An incident which happened during the time of Nabi, the Isra Mi'raj, I tried to relate it to science, and then I found out it fits very well within the knowledge which I already had then. After, say, about 2 years later, I came to a conclusion there is no other religion than Islam. But first I thought, I never had to revert myself, because since I already believe that Islam is the correct religion, and the messenger has been sent by Allah, then I thought I can lead a life just like that. But later I realized, say, we must pledge before we do something. Even in the court, that we have to pledge, they say whatever I'm saying is the truth, nothing but truth. All this while, I was thinking that life is to earn money, enjoy, get married, have children, and die. But now, recently I realized, our purpose is not that. Our purpose is to realize for the purpose that we have been created, why we have been created, and thank the one who have created us. And in Islam, there is only one word, to say Alhamdulillah. In order to say Alhamdulillah, we have to realize what has been given to us and what will be given to us by the great Almighty Allah. Allah will only will accept when I say two kalima shahadat. Without that pledge, Allah will not accept me. So then I entered Islam, or I reverted myself to Islam. And I kept it secret because of the fear that my girlfriend may reject me. But how I couldn't hide this on for a very long time. Few months later, she found out that I already converted and then became Muslim. And she really exploded. She even called me bastard. Then in order to calm her down, I told her I didn't get converted to or reverted to Islam for the wealth or for the woman. It's because of the love that I already developed for Nabi and for Allah. And I can wait for you as long as you don't say no to Islam. Let it be 1 year or 2 years, 3 years. I can wait as long as that you're willing to accept Islam. I can wait. The moment you say no to Islam, then you find your way, I'll find my way. That will be the breaking point. And even if you accept Islam, please do not accept Islam because of me. Because I may be alive today, I may not be alive tomorrow. In that thing happen, you would have lost your family, would have lost me. And then Allah will not help you because if you have converted or reverted to Islam because of me, definitely Allah will not help you. It must be because of Allah. And because of Allah, you wrote yourself, even in my absence, Allah will take care. And then your du'as will be accepted by Allah, and He will bless me, and not only bless you, and He also will bless our whole family. More or less she has accepted. But it took her about almost another year before she can revert herself to Islam. Then after 1 month later, I got married to her. This was about 21 years ago. I got married to her in 1980. Then after that, then Allah blessed us with 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. My family, initially they opposed. But I told them, because the purpose of me converting to Islam is not for money, not for women. It is to realize the Creator who has created. And this way that I realize who is the Creator, and then I'm glad. The best thing that has ever happened to me in my whole life is to realize Allah and to accept Him as my Rabb, and also to accept His Nabi as my Prophet. And I'm answerable to whatever thing that I'm going to do, but not you, because there won't be any burden on you. So my family accepted this. But my wife's family didn't accept this, because being a staunch Christian, the father being a staunch Christian, she severed the relation, and there was no connection between my family, that is my wife and myself, and the family of my wife, that is my father-in-law side. For about 2 years we didn't have any connection, because my father-in-law completely cut the relation off. After, say, the first 2 years, of course, we didn't have any connection with my father-in-law side, and after 2 years later, that I realized, I told anyone that must make move, it must be me, because Islam teaches to be tolerant and forgiving, and I have to practice that one. I have to show that, we can be tolerant, we can accept. So after 2 years later, I approached my father-in-law, but initially he didn't accept us. He asked, why must you get converted and become Muslim, and why can't you get yourself converted and become Christian and then get married in Christianity? So I told my father-in-law, the way that your great-grandfathers got converted from Hinduism to Christianity to realize the Creator, I have chosen Islam to realize my Creator. Whether you are right or I am right, we are not supposed to decide. The Lord who created you and me, He will decide. And let Him give the choice of decision. And then He has accepted. And then he turned around and asked my wife, how about you? Are you Christian? Are you Muslim? My wife answered, if my husband is a Muslim, I must be a Muslim. So do my children has to be Muslim. Then he kept quiet. Then he asked us to have a meal, a lunch with my father-in-law. So I told my father-in-law, if you're going to accept us as what we are, Muslim, then we can have lunch with you. If not, we'll go. Then my father-in-law say, okay, says what has happened has happened, and he say that the Lord is the witness. Then whether you are right or I am right, let Him decide. And the relation was, in fact, it was very nice for next about 8 years. Then one of my brother-in-law and his wife reverted to Islam. together with two of their children. 3 or 4 years ago, I once again went and patched up the relation with my father-in-law. And then I explained, and then this time my father-in-law, he saw the changes in me. That is, he saw my quality as a Muslim. My father-in-law passed away about 1.5 years ago. Now my relation with the father-in-law's family is very good. And then in fact, we are even closer than what we used to be before. Even before my father-in-law passed away, during the two and a half the year period that the relation was like a father and son relation, even much more than that. Actually, one of my sisters got converted and became a Christian, and then towards the end, my mother also became a Christian, and then she died as a Christian, which because the hidayah is in the hands of Allah, not in my hands. Exploring something is not that easy, and once you explore, the treasure that you attain in the process of exploring, you know the real value. And I'm very happy that I wasn't born in Islam and explored and then realized the value of Islam, and then I reverted back to Islam, and then this is the best thing that can happen to anyone, and which has happened to me. I'm grateful to Allah for leading me in this direction and guiding me in this way. Now my life is more meaningful because I know my destination. But now the do and don'ts, there is a significant meaning. Why? Because whatever the do and don'ts brings benefit to you. Not only bring benefits to you, bring benefits to the others. Some of my friends, they laughed, and then they say, because some of the friends who really don't know who didn't knew the truth, they thought that they say I got converted because of woman. So after explaining to them, it's not because of the woman, it's because of the faith. And I gave them some lecture on that, and then they realized, because then they realized, my conversion or the reversal to Islam is based on faith, not based on wealth or women. What is the definition for terrorism? What is the definition of terrorist? Okay, you park the car in a parking lot. If it happens with a new car, until the time that you finish your work at the past shopping complex and go back to your car, you are in a terror, because the thief who is going to steal the car is a terrorist, because he can terrorize your life, because you don't know when you go back to your parking lot whether you can find your car there or not. Okay, that's one incident. At night time, you sleep in terror, because anyone can break and enter your house and rob and rape your family members and go. That is terror. And the people who do that, not necessarily to be a Muslim, can be anyone. So anyone can be a terrorist. It's not because. So the definition of terrorist, it's very wide. I would have accepted gracefully, because for the September 11 incident did not take place spontaneously, because it is the frustration of people over the period of time, at least more than 50 years. We talk about terrorism, it's Americans are the bigger terrorists, and Israelis are there next to Americans, because Americans support the Israelis. And what is more terror than somebody's house being demolished and somebody's land being robbed in front of their own eyes? That is a bigger terrorism.